Kroger Delivery has one mission: to deliver the freshest food right to your door. That's why our drivers are pros. Our trucks are refrigerated. And when it comes to low prices, we always deliver. With $20 off your first order of $75 or more, there's no better time to get in on the action. Mission accomplished. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
For certain.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
Don't play that song for me, 'cause it brings back memories of days that I once knew, the days that I spent with you. Oh no, don't let it play it.
Old Aretha didn't give us that many chances to see her, did she, in the last 20 years? It was, it's everybody who made all the journeys around, the reunion tours and the whole thing.
Right.
She just stayed home in Detroit, man. She,
Yes.
You couldn't get her out too often, and it's too bad. I never got to see her, but I would have. I'd pay a big price to have seen her, when she was really into it.
I think when she was performing, she had the house.
Yes.
All eyes and ears were just going, wow.
Well, it's
Mesmerizing.
It's the damnedest voice of all time. I was wondering if, the father was, the mother had kind of left, and then the mother died young, and she was raised as a pastor, gospel church. But now you're walking around the house, and this 8-year-old kid is
seeing some stuff,
belting out songs. I mean, what do you think when you hear a voice like that from? She was probably at 8 or 9. I'm sure she was distinctive already, right?
Yeah, what would have risen above the
yes.
the cream
she
of the
had
crop.
2 sisters who were also very good songwriters and stuff.
Everybody
like
needs
that.
backup singers, right?
Yeah, had a baby when she was 13. Aretha, she got started young, but man alive, and then she hit her. I read. The best thing I read about her today is I got to find it here. They quote from Billy Preston.
Oh,
we got some bleeps here.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
We're not going to.
I can't play it live.
No, Billy Preston, who died in 2006, and did a lot of worked with her a lot. And isn't he the guy that in Blues Brothers that is in the bar with her? I think it might be.
Is it Billy Preston? Yeah, right. I remember
when she's giving him a hard time. Or is that Billy D. Williams? I don't know. Billy Preston looked like him. But anyway, this is what he told New Yorker years ago. I don't care what they say about Aretha. She can be hiding out in her house in Detroit for years. She can go decades without taking a plane or flying off to Europe. She can cancel half her gigs and infuriate every producer and promoter in the country. She can sing all kinds of jive-ass songs that are beneath her. She can go into her diva act and turn off the world. But on any given night, when that lady sits down at the piano and gets her body and soul all over some righteous song, she'll scare the bleep out of you. And you'll swear that she's still the best bleeping singer this bleeped up country has ever produced. And it's 100% accurate. New York Times, which always writes the greatest obits on anybody, and obviously Aretha was in very bad health for years, and they were all prepared and ready to go with him. But the sentence that I loved in here describing her style, today's New York Times obit: gospel shaped her quivering swoops, her pointed rasps, her galvanizing buildups. We all loved more than anything. We loved the buildups, didn't we? The Aretha.
And she knew how to do it, right?
Yeah. Her quivering swoops, her pointed rasps, her galvanizing buildups, and her percussive exhortations. It also shaped her piano playing and I like this description of her vocal arrangements too. And the call and response vocal arrangements she shared with her backup singers. And she always had the great backup.
Oh, yeah.
She always had the great backup singers. Through her career in pop, soul, and R&B, Miss Franklin periodically recharged herself with gospel albums. Amazing Grace in 1972 and One Lord, One Faith, One Baptism, recorded at the New Bethel Church in 1987. But it all came from gospel. But it was either Rolling Stone or who did the top 100 singers of all time 10 years ago?
Billboard maybe, or Rolling Stone?
It was Billboard or Rolling Stone. She was number one. And I don't think anybody can argue with it.
I don't think.
Manny pointed this out. Jamel Hill had the ESPN gal, the Detroiter. And she had some great stuff today talking about what Aretha means to Detroit. And she basically said, you can say anything you want about their town. Mm-hmm. You can badmouth the downtown area. You can badmouth the car deal. You can badmouth everything. But don't mess with Aretha. You got a fight on your hands.
My wife relayed a story to me. I don't know if she saw this on Kelly and Ryan or what morning show it was on, but Luther Vandross.
Yes, who wrote some stuff for her.
And they
produced some stuff for her. Yeah.
They were, Luther was always bang, 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 kept a good clock.
Oh, I got a hunch she didn't.
And Luther was waiting. They were going to do a duet or something in the studio or a run through on the stage. And everybody was ready. Luther was there, and Luther was pacing. He was mad.
Yes, kind of like Suits waiting for dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And she didn't come in. She wasn't coming. Finally, there was a little murmur, and she wandered in with her full-length fur coat, smoking a cigarette inside.
Yeah.
And she goes right up to by where the microphone's going to be. And Luther's in her face. How come you're late? Why are you keeping me waiting? All these people waiting. She didn't look at him. She just looked forward, continued to smoke that cigarette. And when she was done, she dropped it on the stage, put it out with her shoe, and said, "Okay, I'm ready." Just didn't even pay any attention to Luther Vandross. Yeah. Just said, "I'm here now, and I'm on my own time." God.
Yeah, it is something. The voice was just incredible, and. Man, I don't know.
How old was she?
76.
76,
but
okay.
Been bad health. She really, she got huge, got really heavy.
Right.
When you look at her, when she's 20 years old, she's a lanky,
Yeah, you see her in this early backup.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
she's something. Aretha, for the great Aretha Franklin died.
Only 17. Here's the build-up. Here it comes, Pat. Baby, you lie.
We never got Aretha to show up at the Excelsior roller rink in the mid-'60s. We had Roy Orbison and the Beach Boys and the Rolling Stones, but we never could get Aretha to show up for that, for the Excelsior roller rink. Anyway, we're going to, Melanie Rosales is been a Funktown, Minneapolis sound singer around town. We're going to talk to her about 440. She's up in Crane Lake now, living. She spends the summer up there and the winter in Park City.
Oh my gosh,
skiing! But she's in
the know.
She's in the know, and she can talk about what Aretha meant to other singers.
How they tried to copy?
Well, I don't think anybody tried. Everybody knew they couldn't copy it. Just how, she was the the one that they all, Carole King, who was one of the greatest of all times, was just saying today, they all say the same thing, that this was, she could show up late with a cigarette and
Make up for it at the
Luther
piano.
was the only one who could complain, right? Because I got a hunch you were on Aretha time.
Yeah, right.
If you were waiting, you were.
You probably knew it already.
She got up and wherever she lived in Detroit and got herself put together, and didn't. And if she slept in late, that was your problem, not
right.
hers. That's right. Well,
If she came late, you just got there too early.
yeah, that's right.
Right.
We'll be back. All right, you know how these websites have lists of 20 most beautiful women or something
Yeah,
like that,
sure.
and then they want you to call them up, and they're really ads, so you get like 20. They get 20 hits when you
You have to click
across
20.
the video,
Right. It's a
you know?
sponsored deal.
Yeah.
So I saw one today that I couldn't resist.
Oh, Pat.
And it wasn't involving women in bikinis or anything.
Okay.
It was most animals that kill the most humans.
Right.
in
Okay.
I've seen that
the
one come
top
up.
25. Okay.
With you, I would be interested in that.
Sometimes I wonder though if they're just making this up to get 25 hits.
Clickbait.
This is worldwide, I presume, from the list. Alligators, 1.
Okay.
BS. There's a hell of a lot more human beings that get eaten by alligators than 1. Sharks, 5. You kill that many in Florida in a year, for
You're right.
goodness sakes.
Yep.
5. Wolves, 10.
Wow.
You get 10 killed in northeastern Minnesota, for God's sakes, by packs of wolves. Horses, 20. I would believe the number would be even higher than that.
Horses, 20. I think
20.
that justifies my fear of horses.
Yes, it does,
That
Brian.
everybody
Why are you
makes. They're big, huge beasts.
Yes, and
and
they
we're
don't-
telling
I
them
don't
what to
doubt that.
do.
Just never
They
stand
try to
behind
give you
them.
if you give them a half a chance, they'll kick you right in the head.
Right.
Absolutely.
I was always taught never to stand
Now,
behind a horse.
Here's another thing they do. They throw in leopards, 29. So they want to make it. They throw in an odd number, so they try to make it think like, okay,
mix it
we're
up a
really
bit.
counting.
Yeah, mix it up a
We're really
bit.
counting. Ants, 30. Fire
Oh
ants.
yeah, if you are
Fire ants and other ants.
yeah, if you're
Such was almost one of the victims a number of years ago.
if you're
Remember when
painted
he had the
in-
fire ants?
painted in honey and dipped in a hole, those ants are going to kill you.
Jellyfish, 40, I believe. I'll buy that one.
Wow.
Okay.
Bees, 53.
Got to
Now,
be higher.
Wow.
It's got to be higher.
They must throw wasps and hornets in because they're not on the list. So
Okay.
anything like that. I
You'd
suppose.
think it would be a lot more than that.
Now, isn't that the bees, though? That's the fault of the victim. It's not the bee's fault that you're allergic to bee stings.
Or you're
true,
poking
right?
a thing with the stick.
Right. No.
Okay, now here's a species that's really getting a bad rap. Deer, 130. BS. If I hit a deer with a car, the deer didn't kill me.
The
deer
steering
didn't
wheel
br-
did.
The deer doesn't break into your car and kick you to death. You run into the deer.
Unless you're on Tommy
So
Boy.
this is the deer 130.
Yes.
No.
You reject that.
They're getting a bad rap.
Again,
reject
it's
it.
the victim's fault.
Yes, right. Cape Buffalo, 200.
Where the hell? What?
If I'm in Africa and I know there's a Cape Buffalo around, I ain't going outside for an evening walk.
200?
200.
Those are
Which-
just, what,
They're
slow
making
natives?
that up. Lions, 250.
Okay.
Okay, I can't
Yep.
believe lions kill more than wolves.
Again, slow. Locals.
Elephants, 500.
What?
Elephants and hippos, 500
Kill
each.
500 people a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
In other words, the people in these areas must not be paying attention.
Right. I mean,
know?
if I know there's an elephant around,
Yes.
I'm going to make damn sure I got a route.
I'm not buying any of this.
No.
I've decided
Okay.
these are all lies.
Crocodiles, 1,000.
Yeah.
Why would an alligator
be
kill one and a
one?
crocodile
Yeah.
1,000?
Okay, so wait, an alligator, which one is freshwater? Alligator is freshwater, a crocodile is saltwater. So the saltwater crocs are more around the ocean.
I think they're also
vice versa.
They're also in
like Laura and Julia.
they're also
Who
in
cares?
lower income countries with huts and stuff.
Or only in the poor countries.
Right.
Now this one is crap. Tapeworms, 2,000. They don't count.
No,
They don't
2,000?
count.
That's just a diet plan.
Yeah, that is.
Is that the one where you
That's
put
a
the drop of
parasite.
water
That
and the
don't
thing
count.
comes up your throat?
Roundworms, 2,500. Worms don't count.
Yeah, worms
okay?
aren't going to. Earthworms? Out.
Scorpions, 3,250.
Who's
There's
walking
no-
around the desert?
There's absolutely no way any of these figures are real.
No, there isn't.
No. None.
Snails, 10,000. So in other words, you eat snails, you get poisoned and die. That's not the snail's
Oh,
fault.
okay. No, it doesn't attack you.
What about
Snails.
butterflies and unicorns? How many are they killing every year?
Tsetse flies, 8 assassin bugs, and snails, all 10,000. Dogs, 25,000. I'll buy that.
Dogs killing humans?
Yeah.
Feral?
Although, again, that's probably tripping over the leash. It's not the dog's fault, right?
Have you ever been gored by a unicorn?
Well,
Snakes.
it cost me.
Snakes, 50,000. I believe that. Snakes,
snakes,
No,
yes.
no, 50,000.
50,000.
No,
Well,
no.
We don't
no.
have any snakes up here. Down there where there's snakes, we're killing off 7-8 people a week, you know.
Why would you live in those conditions?
Well,
Move.
Well, the problem is the reason that is so high is you get bit by the snake, and then Kenny and I are walking on the trail, and Kenny says somebody's going to have to suck out the poison, and I say, yeah, I'm going to run down to town and find somebody. I'll be back in an hour.
Okay, and of course, just to be PC, humans, 475,000. So in other words, if I shoot you with a gun, I count this list.
No,
The bullet killed you, not the.
This
not
is
the
like
human.
dogs having a list who kills the most dogs,
Right.
and they got dogs killing. You know that don't count.
I can't believe you clicked all the way through. Though,
And
huh?
mosquitoes, 1 million
No.
mosquitoes. So they're saying Lyme disease kills
or
1 million.
virus, or the West Nile.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
You have been duped. I bet you downloaded a virus for
Well,
that,
here's
too.
the problem. I probably did. And once I went through it, I said, okay, I got to go through this again and write it down. So
so you
they got
twice.
50
So you
clicks.
got
They got
more.
50 clicks out of me. They said, who's this sap? We not only got 50 clicks, we uploaded every virus.
So back in
the
Siberia,
whole system. Before I
entire
go,
HBO.
before I go, the whole system will be shut
It's like the
down.
1940s in here now.
on the big Cray computer.
Complete system failure.
The big Cray computer. And we had a really good day. Some moron in Minnesota kept clicking on the animal
Yeah,
thing.
he really paused over Cape Buffalo for a long time. Then he had to go look up a picture of Cape Buffalo before he, So
So that's that's an African animal? The Cape buffalo? Where's that
it's
from?
got to be somewhere
Sounds
warm.
mean. That sounds mean. The
I
Cape
think it's
buffalo.
Africa. I think Africa's got all the good stuff.
It's not like Vietnam or Korea
no,
or
I
any
don't
of
think
those.
so. I think so. What are the ones? This is
Those are water buffalo.
Yeah, those. Yes, right.
Okay.
They apparently don't kill any. But mountain lions not on the list. They
should
eat
be,
about
yeah.
3 joggers
More so
a
than
year
leopards,
in
Absolutely.
California.
Yep.
You know, they eat and then cougars want mountain lions. They're all the same thing. So
Boy, I remember being in Florida, though, when you go put the trash away and you have to, if you're like in a condo association that it's trashed and you got to bring it out. And every time I'd lift that lid,
You're waiting for a gator to
it was
burst
like
out.
this.
what's
I was-
going to jump out?
Yeah, I was waiting for a panther. I was waiting for a panther to jump out and just jump right on my face and rip my
I
jugular.
told you, Katie saw a panther down there, except then the guy was throwing a frisbee to it. So she decided it might be a black lab.
It's wagging its tail and licking its face.
She saw one of those panthers. Yeah, they got a rule down there, by the way, for throwing out the garbage at the place.
Yeah.
They don't want you to. They pick it. They don't want you to throw it out before 9 a.m.
Oh.
They don't want it sitting out there all evening as the
Bacon.
various creatures roam the evening around there. When I walk down there, I always make lots of noise. I go like 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Here I am approaching the corner.
That's right. Anything that wants to scurry out of the grass is welcome.
Right.
Stay away.
All of you serpents, please.
We'll be back.
All right, here we go. Sports Talk will return, but not before we get a report. Good news, bad news. He will tell you the truth. It's Bruce Vail with the Your Money Now report coming to us courtesy of Owatonna's own Federated Insurance. Brucey.
Man, now that you threw the truth in there, you're really putting the pressure on me.
I have a question for you, Bruce.
Sure.
This low-level meeting with China you mentioned last hour.
Correct.
Should I get my hopes up about this? Because we really need this soybean situation.
Well,
to be
they
solved.
haven't had any talks in 2 months. So the fact that the low-level guys, it won't be Mr. Trump or Mr. Pence, but underlings will be talking to China, and they could work out something. There are some sticking points still. Mr. Trump wants a lot of stuff from China, and we'll see. Investors seem to think that might be the start of something good, because that's what basically sent the market higher today.
I sure hope so. We need to sell our beans.
You just got stockpiles up there. You could fill them in those things that you sit on, beanbag chairs. Would that work for soybeans?
Anyway.
Probably not. The Dow Jones Industrial Average did have a pretty good day. Its best in months today, up 396 points on optimism over the trade talks. The Dow closing at 25,558. Still not out of correction territory yet, but getting close. The NASDAQ Composite rose 32 points, and the S&P 500 gained 22. Amazon reportedly is looking to buy the movie theater chain Landmark Theaters. Bloomberg is reporting that Amazon is vying with some other potential buyers to acquire that business. Landmark is a chain focused on independent and foreign films with more than 50 theaters in 27 markets. If not being able to find a pack of M&Ms in the middle of the night is your biggest problem, here's some good news. Candy maker Mars is rolling out glow-in-the-dark packages of M&Ms in time for Halloween. The packages will be full of smaller, fun-sized packs of M&Ms, which are good for handing out to trick-or-treaters. I'm Bruce Vail with your Money Now on 1500 ESPN.
All right, Bruce, we will chat with you tomorrow.
There was a room that was filled with love. It was a love that I was proud
For
of.
Aretha bumps, there's no shortage, gentlemen. There's a few.
Fine.
Hey, somebody said she was at the fair 4 or 5 years ago. I missed that. I never really looked to see who
We
was
should
at the fair.
we should get Height on the phone. He would answer
That's right.
all of these
She was at the
questions.
state fair, really?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years
Huh.
ago.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Was she
what's
on
he
time?
What's he take the day off? on the
Hotline
day-
Height. Matthew, do you know his number? Here.
Yeah, I
Here,
got
give it on the air.
What's the day that...
225.
Let's call him at the 3:40 break.
Okay,
And we'll get him
okay.
on for a
Yeah,
minute.
okay, good idea.
Yeah.
Then he'll put in that he did-
this is about the only time he's really valuable.
I know. Yeah.
When we got a
The one
music
day
deal.
we need you, Height.
Yeah.
Thanks a
But
lot,
then he'll
pal.
put in that he didn't take vacation day because he was on the air. So
Hey, guess what?
Guess what?
No
You're
one's
gonna get
here.
all the vacation. You're going to get all the vacation a guy could use. Don't worry.
The Twins start a 4-game series against Detroit this evening at Target Field. Twins took the first 2 of the 6-game homestand over the
Fill her
Pirates.
up for Gardy's homecoming? He's already been here once.
There
at least
might
this
be a
year.
couple of seats available, I'm guessing. Irv Santana, he will start opposite former Twins left-handed pitcher Francisco
Boy,
Liriano.
this sounds like the old timers' day in 5 years from now, doesn't it?
First pitch tonight from Target Field is at 7:10.
Francisco Liriano never fully recovered from Tommy John surgery, did he?
Well, he had
Never
a couple
got
of
his command.
decent years in Pittsburgh,
the
but
one
other than
year-
that,
06 he was good because 10 he was good. He was good in 10. He had that game against the Yankees here, game 3. If he would have won that one, they might. In game 1, he started game 1, right?
yes.
Curtis
Yeah.
Granderson or somebody hit a home run off him. So
The Vikings held their second day of joint practice with the Jacksonville Jaguars down in Egan, although it looks like severe weather has moved that practice indoors for the time being. Vikings defensive end Everson Griffin missed 3 practices this week because of a leg laceration that became infected. He is not expected to miss significant time, according to head coach Mike Zimmer.
not going to have to remove the leg the way
I
it looks.
don't believe so, but this
slow him down.
This and all sorts of information is up right now, courtesy of Matthew Collar online at 1500ESPN.com.
And we'll have him on the air at 4:15.
The Vikings host the Jags this Saturday at US Bank Stadium. Kenny, did you have something?
Did I think I forgot to do traffic, didn't I?
yeah, you did. Can you give us some?
That wasn't on purpose.
That's okay. I forgot to do a schedule yesterday.
I'm sitting here. Why is this sheet of paper on my keyboard?
Not giving a
turns
bleep
out
is blissful.
It's a traffic report sitting here. It's a wreck we have on eastbound 694. It's at Highway 65. That's why traffic on eastbound 694 jams at Zane. Northbound 100. This is also affecting northbound 100. You'll see a slowdown before 81. And then this drive for 94 between the downtowns, between the Fish Lake Split and 101 up in Rogers. It's approaching the 30-minute mark for westbound 94. As far as I can tell, a lot of that is Gawker related due to an earlier crash we had that was eastbound 94 at 100 First Avenue. That crash is gone. Eastbound 94 is still seeing a couple of extra minutes between Highway 101 and 100 First Avenue. That's enough.
Kenny, what are we doing out there on 81 that 100 North's always messed up?
Isn't that all?
Some construction?
Yeah, there's more construction up there. And we were looking at the weather here. Everybody worried about this storm. Did somebody say something about practice being canceled?
Vikings practice was moved indoors because of the threat of severe weather. I think they have to because of lightning with the fans outside.
I bounced around a few cameras down there, and it's very dark down in Lakeville.
How are we here? Okay.
Yeah, we're
I don't
fine
think
right here.
any of it's supposed to make it up this far.
Dave Dahl said it'll hit parts of Dakota County, which is exactly where Egan is, and so it's just coming across right now. Looking at the radar.
Yeah, if you're a big enough sap to go to Viking practice, you deserve what you get.
You're gonna get a bath.
Let's be candid here. What difference is it's not. This isn't the time for pulling punches.
Right.
When was?
You needed a bath anyway, pal.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
News notes from today. The man who crashed into a Minneapolis playground following a police chase and 3 siblings, including a 2-year-old boy who was nearly paralyzed, was sentenced to 3 years in prison.
3?
Today.
Oh, my God.
Oh, just wait. Kabar W. Powell, 27, received the 33-month sentence after he pleaded guilty in Hennepin County District Court to 2 felonies. One was for fleeing police and causing serious bodily harm to 2-year-old Caden Peltier. The other was for fleeing and causing substantial bodily harm to 4-year-old Liliana Peltier. 3-year-old Connor Peltier was also hit but suffered less serious injuries. Powell is expected to serve just under 2 years before he is released.
Who was our judge? So the judge he didn't have a trial then. The judge sentenced him.
Apparently.
Right, because he pled guilty.
The children's parents, Kyle and Nicole Peltier, addressed Powell Thursday, saying that their lives will never be the same. They also said that they are intending to sue the state patrol in this particular case. Horrible
Probably
story.
suing him probably won't do any good. Huh?
Defense attorneys for the former Minneapolis police officer who shot and killed Justine Damon last year filed motions asking for dismissal of the murder and manslaughter charges against him, arguing that his attempts to revive her with CPR prove that he wasn't depraved when he pulled the trigger. Mohammed Noor's attorneys also questioned whether he could receive a fair trial because of the massive publicity surrounding the case, singling out Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman's comments to a group of activists last December, lamenting the lack of evidence in the case. According to the exchange later surfaced online, a recording of the exchange later surfaced online. The motions filed in Hennepin County District Court Wednesday come in response to Freeman's decision to charge Noor with third-degree murder in the shooting death last summer of Damon. Noor, 32, became the first officer statewide in recent history to be charged with murder in connection with an on-duty killing. The body was found of a pregnant Colorado woman whose husband was arrested in the disappearance of her and her 2 young daughters, and investigators were trying to recover what they believe are the remains of the girls, authorities said today. Chris Watts, 33, was taken into custody Wednesday in the town of Frederick, about 28 miles north of Denver. His 34-year-old wife, Shannon, and their 2 daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste, were reported missing Monday by a family friend. As horrible as this outcome is, our new role is to do everything we can to determine exactly what occurred, said John Camper, director of the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. Chris Watts was being held in jail and will appear in court Thursday. He has not yet been charged, and it wasn't known if he had a lawyer who could speak on his
Why don't we
behalf.
get into the wacky stuff? This
Isn't
this
that
has
normally
not a lot of
340?
fun going.
I'm very depressed right
not
now.
Not a lot
I'm
of
sorry.
fun so far.
Rob, well,
Good thing this isn't a Friday fun fest.
Could you come over here and help me find this vein?
Yeah, right.
maybe during the break.
Boy, it's too bad I'm not a drug addict because I got a great one.
You got a
right
big
here.
popper right
Man,
there?
Yeah, they.
I can
whenever
see
they
that
come
from
to
here.
Whenever they come to get blood, they just boom, boom.
Did you just say it's too bad I'm not a drug addict?
I'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Right there.
Plus, you're kind of an easy sell. What do you need? Yeah, okay, here you go. Here's
It's like calling
20.
the dolphins in the water. You know, when you slap the water.
Like Brockmeyer. I don't care what it is, just give it to me.
Right.
We'll find out what happens.
Robbie Mook, the former Hillary Clinton campaign manager, told his fellow Democrats that they should steer clear of Keith Ellison in an interview with CNN today. The Democratic National Committee is currently reviewing the disturbing domestic violence charges against Ellison. The deputy chair and current Minnesota representative is accused of physically attacking and verbally abusing his former girlfriend. Some Democrats are confused as to how to progress with the investigation ongoing.
Progress?
Yeah. How to progress.
More evidence came out on Election Day. There was actually some copy of a police report that was being circled, that was going around the internet, of a police. I think they responded to a call at his place at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then today, did I see that the National Organization of Women are urging him to drop out?
Ooh, that's big.
I think that's who it is.
Holy cow.
I saw something on Twitter.
Now?
Yes.
He won
they want him to do it.
Did, yeah.
He won easily.
You mean they want him to do it now?
Huh?
Or it's now?
Yeah, now.
And as Patrick mentioned at the top of the hour, the Queen of Soul and one of the greatest vocalists in the history of American popular music, Aretha Franklin, died today of pancreatic cancer this morning at her home in Detroit, according to a statement from her family. Franklin, 76 years old, went from singing gospel songs in her father's Detroit church to preaching for women and African Americans to becoming the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Quote, in one of the darkest moments of our lives, we are not able to find the appropriate words to express the pain in our hearts, the statement said. We have lost the matriarch and rock of our family, the love she had for her children. Is that for appropriate?
Yeah.
Got it. The love that she had for her children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and cousins knew no bounds.
Among many other things, one thing I really liked about Aretha was she wear a fur coat, man. She would wear a mink, and she didn't give a damn what you thought about it, right?
I forget who put this on Twitter, but someone said, I think she's still singing at the Viking Detroit game. Remember when she did the anthem and it went on
that
forever?
anthem got a little long,
That
but
was
who could
pretty good.
complain about Aretha?
Oh, God, no.
I was going to include Amazing Grace in our songs today, but her Amazing Grace took about 9 minutes.
Yeah, a little too long.
Taking up a lot of show time.
Taking a much-deserved day off, Johnny Height. But John Height, put Aretha Franklin in perspective for us, would you please?
Well, in my opinion, she is the finest female singer we've had since the pop rock era started. I don't think there's any question. And I really get annoyed with people who tell me about all the young female singers who they think are so good. None of them are even in the same area.
You're pretty drunk right now, aren't you? This sounds like the ramblings of a guy at the end of the bar.
I have not imbibed at all yet today, Ken.
And another thing.
Did you? Now,
You had a garage sale?
How come we didn't go see her at the fair 4 or 5 years ago?
I did go see her at the fair 4 or 5 years ago.
How was she? Still good?
It was good, but it
wasn't what it was.
Haphazard.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean?
There's like 3 or 4 songs that were stunningly brilliant and gave you goosebumps, and then she kind of wandered now and then, shall we say, and wasn't interested. You could tell. But
right.
there were moments that were incredible.
What'd she give you? An hour 10, hour 20, maybe? Or?
It was a little over an hour. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was just a walk across the stage.
Did you ever see her in her prime, John?
No, that's the only time I've ever seen her.
Oh, really?
It was at the fair. Yeah.
I just, it's incredible to me, as I said earlier today, is you're walking around the house and you're the good reverend, and you got this 8-year-old kid belting out songs. You got to say, what the hell is this? Where'd this come from? Where does that come from?
Well,
Trained or just that good?
Just natural. You would heard. I mean, she had so much soul; it was incredible, and she could play tons of stuff. She could play on piano. She could sing and play jazz. R&B, soul.
So she was a true musician, John. You could throw some sheet music at her, and she'd sit down and hammer it out on the piano, right?
I thought
because of her gospel upbringing.
Yeah, she was a wonderful piano player. She didn't do it very often, but when you see old clips of her playing piano and singing, it's just it's wonderful.
I thought I read she didn't read music. She just listened to it, right?
She probably did not read music. I would guess she was self-taught on the piano, like a lot of people of that generation.
Wow. Yeah, it's something. And she was a strange cat. By the way, Elvis died today. Somebody just pointed out to me.
Yeah, the 16th of August.
Wow.
1977?
That's right.
Aretha owns this date from this point forward, though. With
Hey, John,
all
I
apologies.
have a better question. Kenny talked about this at the beginning of the segment, but you have your day off and you're losing your job. Why aren't you wasted today?
Yeah, and you realize now that you're on the air with us, you get paid for today?
You're done. In the bank,
Really?
buddy.
I don't need a vacation day?
No, we just saved you one, buddy. You owe
I
us.
appreciate it.
But you're
Maybe
doing
I'll
the
drink to that.
But you're doing the 503 as well, so
Yeah.
stick around.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, actually, could you read a couple stories? Because putting up with Reavers, it's...
I agree.
Hey, I was reading the bio. I forgot she got knocked out of the box by disco, man. She had what? She needed about 7-8 years. She just wasn't.
Yeah.
She was nothing, and then she came. She had some comeback, but
Clive Davis re-signed her, I think with Arista or somebody, but it was in between hits. It was a long streak with Freeway of Love and all of those in the 80s.
yeah.
But,
Oh, right. I remember that one, yeah. That was
She
kind
did
of
the
a
one
stinker.
with, she did the one with George Michael that I don't
Oh
recall
yeah,
the
which
name
is
of.
pretty good. That's not
Yeah.
bad. But I'll tell you, I just found a new favorite song of hers. The Weight with Dwayne Allman playing
Oh,
the guitar
it's
behind it. It's unbelievable.
With Dwayne Allman, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Playing the good guitar behind her.
He plays Slide on It Kitty, and it's
Oh,
wonderful.
really?
We're gonna play that before the day's over.
Okay, good.
I was when you guys called. I was actually listening to a CD of hers, Young Gifted in Black, which is one of my favorites, which I hadn't heard for ages because I just hadn't stuck it on. But
Now, when you had that on, were your pants also on?
my pants were on.
See, John, I'm trying to have an intellectual music discussion, and these guys just
We're
won't.
bringing it down. What was the name of the last one you were listening to?
The album Young Gifted in Black, but the song that's on that I love is Rock Steady. That's one of my favorites. Rock
Okay,
Steady.
because
What
the
era?
rejected title was Young and Black Enough for You, right? That was the Philly sound.
What era is that from, John?
It's from 71 or 2, I'd say 72 probably, because Rock Steady was a hit in about 7 when I was in high school. So
Did she have one main producer that she relied on over and over again, or did she kind of float around? And the same with band members. Did she have a core band that she really relied on?
well, a lot of her hits she did at Muscle Shoals with all those guys.
Okay.
That's why the version of The Weight, that's when Dwayne Allman was hanging around at Muscle Shoals.
Oh, really?
That's how
I just
that's how
got
he
the
ended up.
tingles. Oh, cool.
Hey, Johnny,
Tom, yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Tom Dowd and Jerry Wexler, all those guys for Atlantic, they produced a ton of her stuff during that era, during the late 60s into the 70s.
We're going to have Melanie Rosales on at 4:40 to talk about her. So have you heard?
Cool.
Have you heard Melanie?
I have, yeah, I know she is. I can't say
Yeah,
it.
she's.
I've heard her.
The Bunkers. She's been local, and I talked to her. So we're going to talk to her about 4:40 about, I guess, the impact of Aretha on female singers. So
Yeah, gigantic.
okay, thanks, Johnny.
You bet.
See ya.
Talk to you.
Johnny Height.
Is he gone all week?
No,
Just today and
yeah,
tomorrow.
today and tomorrow. Yeah.
But
Well,
back on
define
Friday.
all week.
No, today
There's
is
only one more
Thursday.
day
Thursday,
left.
sir.
Today is
It's
Thursday.
already? Wow.
You got in so late yesterday that you forgot.
This week, a little disheveled this week? Is that what it is?
Just a little, yes. Just a
All
little.
right, let's,
Are we hammered?
yeah, let's take a break.
Okay.
All right.
You're a liar and you're a cheat.
Not pulling any punches, is she?
And I don't know why.
We have an action-packed show coming up here, Rocco boy. We have Mr. Collar reporting from. The urge to say Winter Park is just phenomenal.
You need to
strong.
retrain yourself.
Egan reporting from Egan. And then we have Melanie Rosales, a very well-known local soul, blues, funk, Minneapolis sound singer who's going to join us about 4:40, talk about Aretha. Kevin Seifert, we haven't talked to him in a long time. We're going to talk to
What's
him
Kevin
about
up
his
to?
NFL journeys and what's going on with the league. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves have landed a franchise in the NBA 2K League. You know what
NBA
that is?
Let's
Ruck.
see. NBA. Oh, no, it's
the
not.
Gamers.
It's video
It's
games.
the Gamers. There were 17 franchises last year. We've got it. We've landed an expansion team. Alex works for Twin Cities Business Journal. He's an intern, actually. He was a Gopher gymnast. Just completed his senior year, graduated in May.
Yep.
And he had a piece on that yesterday on their website that actually provided me some information with how this takes place and what the hell they are talking about. And in our effort to appeal to a younger audience here and kind of gather some momentum for the show, we're going to talk to Alex about 540. So.
I saw
this is going to be the explanatory. Explain something to Ricey segment. Yes.
That would be a segment I'd want to tune in to hear. But I did see over the weekend that there was a gaming session on the network that was covered as if it was a sporting event.
Well, the NFL has a league, and in fact, I went on their website, and guess what, Manny? We're reaching the finals. Just like the bowling league in Lebowski, we're reaching the finals.
Manny
I
is
think
thrilled
we're
about
in the
that.
semifinals, and he'll help me try to figure out what the hell is going on.
Well, I expect for
I don't know if you can go over there and write a column though, as they're oh man. You should have completed that pass. What the hell's wrong with you?
I think when you want to just keep your mouth shut and just see what the hell happens. So
if they had a Pong league, I could kick some ass.
Pong, you would be okay at.
I was a pretty good. As long as you kept it at a properly mediocre speed, I could play some Pong.
And you weren't big on that English, when it hit the bottom and you knock it off the side so it would go a little bit higher.
You try to kind of slide it out there.
I don't know why that was called English, but
America was a better place then, but what the hell. That's
all right, so you got a full plate on the ride,
we do.
which is up next. Thank you, Patrick. 1500 ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's 85 degrees in the metro. Dakota County might be seeing some rain, but it should pass through.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. It's crazy to think that a few weeks ago we were talking about whether or not Tua Tagovailoa should consider retiring. After 2 concussions and worldwide debates on player safety and NFL culpability, Tua has done nothing but go back to work and currently has the Dolphins riding a 3-game win streak and 1 loss behind the division favorite Buffalo Bills. While everyone was yapping about the end of his career, Tua Tagovailoa said he'll decide when it's time. And clearly, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. Hi, this is Chris Howard from the Plugged In with Chris Howard podcast. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for betting football and the start of the new basketball season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth analysis on every game. BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including the MLB playoffs, the start of the NHL season, MMA, boxing, and golf. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find those at BetOnline as well. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts.